Okay. You can move this
What's going on, y'all? So I appreciate everybody, man, for joining us today. As you probably saw on my stories, this is Wealthy Wednesday with Tip and celebrity financial expert Lynn Richardson. Let's see if I can find Miss Lynn. Now, Miss Lynn is an expert at showing us all how to maintain and sustain wealth. Okay, let's see if I can find. Here we are.
Here.
There
We
we go.
here.
I did it.
We here. That ain't nothing but the enemy.
You dig what I'm
I'm here.
saying? Man defeats machine again. Yes.
We own it. It's all good. We
You
on
dig what I'm
time. Let me tell you
saying?
something.
What's up, Miss Lynn?
You know what? People trying to get their money. And we've been working around the clock trying to help us, in the community get it together. That's all.
Right. Well, I mean, you've been doing a phenomenal job, and I think that you've dedicated your time, effort, energy, and attention to sharing from your pool of information and wisdom how we can maintain and sustain uh, a self-sustaining ecosystem in our homes financially.
Yes, I mean, it all starts with us, Tip, from the beginning of time. I was born and raised in Chicago. My grandmother was 75 years old, cleaning homes for wealthy people, putting me through college. And
Right.
I didn't know a lot about money. All I knew was if I needed some, I'd say, Grandma, I need some money for a field trip. She'd tell me to go look in the room, on top of the shelf, behind the box, inside my pocketbook, inside a zipper, wrapped up in a piece of paper towel is $20. You know how they did
That's right.
it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so when I got off to college, I went to a prestigious school, so I had to have prestigious clothes on. So I got a whole bunch of prestigious credit cards, okay?
Okay.
And I couldn't pay anybody when the creditors would call and say, Lynn, can you borrow the money? I'd say, can I borrow it from you? So I had all kind of flip funny answers. But when I got out in the real world, my credit was jacked up. So I've made all the mistakes that people make.
Okay.
Fast forward, I went on to make a lot of money helping people with their credit. I helped a lady with 4 bankruptcies and 2 foreclosures overcome her credit issues. I was like a local celebrity in Chicago, but I was living a lie. I was living check to Monday. You see, check
That's
to
right.
check is a blessing. That means you get paid on Friday and by the next payday you broke. But check to
Mm-hmm.
Monday is a whole different game. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past due bills. Because in your mind, your current bills ain't due yet. And on by Monday, you broke. And I was living that lifestyle. I was making $80,000, $90,000 a month. It
Right.
didn't matter. I always found a way to be broke. So I
You
started
found a
working with
way to be
Russell.
broke.
I always found a way to be broke. Because if listen,
Damn.
here's the deal: if you make 50,000 but you spend 100,000, you live in check to Monday.
You
If
dig
you
what
make
I'm saying?
200,000 but you spend 400,000, if you make 10 billion but you spend 20 billion, you
Right.
live in check to Monday. So I help our people now. I work with Russell and Light and so many people to help us understand more money doesn't solve a money problem. We got to
Right.
have multiple streams of income, and we got to figure out how to be strategic like you. I mean,
You
you
did.
you have been out here for a while.
I have. Now, I am, probably exponentially more aggressive with my investments. And, what I'm saying? I would not suggest for everyone to take the same steps. Everyone's journey is different. You know what I'm saying? I take
Right.
shots because I have multiple streams of income and passive income. You know what I'm saying? That if I take a shot and it brick, you know what I'm saying, I can go ahead and make it up with the next one and the next one and the next one. And that
Right.
that that level of investment, that method of investment would not be suggested to you by many, but it has worked for me for so long. So
I
but I
understand.
but I would like to ask you the questions, right? That I feel
Okay.
all of the people who are watching right now would like to know.
Okay.
How do you stick to a budget during a pandemic?
Okay, so the first thing, let me just start by saying this. This is what I believe your budget should be. Everybody should live by the 10, 10, 30, 50. The first 10% you tithe or you give. If you go to church, fine. If you want to give, fine. But give something. Russell says, good givers are great getters. I see you giving all the time. I think
Right on.
giving is just it's a soul way to connect, with the world and with the community. So the first 10% you give, the next 10% you save. And you saving not just for a rainy day, but you saving for a come up. Right now, people can come up on stock. People can come up on real estate.
That's
So
right.
you want to save money, not just for a rainy day, like Big Mama said, but so you can make those kind of investments that you're talking about. Then the next 30% it's your spending money. And this is for your groceries, gas, hair, nails, all your jujus, right? And if it doesn't fit, get rid of it, because we have to avoid a spending addiction. That's right. We got to avoid a spending addiction. And a spending
Right.
addiction is what you
I wish
have when you go to the
I hope my old lady listening. I hope my old lady listening, because you said spending
Leave her
addiction.
alone.
Is
Leave
that
her
a
alone.
thing? Is that actually a thing? We need to really put that is the phrase of the day: spending addiction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm
when you go to the
telling you,
grocery store.
man.
And then this is my thing. You don't walk in the grocery store talking about you want some toothpaste. What you get a shopping cart for? You don't need no shopping cart for no toothpaste. So you
Man.
went in that line. But I did it. I used to go to the store. I would want to spend $100. By the time you get to the cash register, you got $300 worth of stuff. So I'm encouraging people to just use cash, because if you only have cash, you can only spend what's in
What you
your
got.
hands. But
You
if
know,
you writing or swiping, yeah.
you can spend anything. Now, another little tip, tidbit for right now: when you're going to the store, if you make a list and you go in there with a specific item or list of items in mind, you're much less likely to just start throwing shit in the cart. You know what I'm saying? You got 5 things on this list. This shit shouldn't cost me no more than $9 to $12.
Right.
So, all right, when I go, I'm going to aisle 3, 5, and 6. You get aisle 1, 2, and 7, and let's get what we need to get on out of here.
Exactly.
That is, also something that I think, you know what I'm saying, it's a piece of advice I've been giving my wife, and she doesn't listen. She just goes and shops, and one of the benefits of having a wife with money, you know what I'm saying? You shop, it's on you, baby. Go ahead, ball line.
That's right. Well, when you get to a certain level, you can spend that. But see, we come from a culture of not having. So our culture tells us when we get something that we got to show the world we got it. I always say rich people stay rich because they act poor, and poor people stay poor because they act rich, and poor people stay poor acting rich in front of other poor people, which is real crazy. So until we can afford to do that, we got to control it. So the first 10% you give, the next 10% you save, 30% is cash with your list, okay? And that's for your groceries, gas, hair, nails. If it don't fit, get rid of it. And we got to stop saying stuff is on sale. That ain't on sale for you. If it ain't free, it ain't on sale for you if it ain't in your budget, okay? And then the remaining 50% stays in your checking account for your bills. So now this is where we have to start being strategic with the pandemic, because I'm hearing people saying they paid their mortgage and now they don't have any money for food. You have to listen to the laws that have been passed. If they're saying no mortgage payments for 6 months, call your lender. If they're saying they'll give you 3 months extension on your car, call that car company. This is not the time to be to have no pride, and this is not the time
to turn up.
Thank you, because everybody has either had a money problem, is having a money problem, or will have a money problem at some time in the future. So really, T.I., I'm just wanting people to speak up and to not be ashamed. Yeah.
Again, I can't thank you enough for sharing from your pool of knowledge and wisdom. Now, another question that I think is very, very present in our community: credit. How do you bounce back from bad credit? Because a lot of people get bad credit, but they don't even know what credit is. You dig what I'm saying? So how do you bounce back from bad credit?
Well, I have this theory. I say that there are 5 F's that are keeping us all broke. And the first F is feelings. A lot of times when you make a bad money decision,
Based
feelings are
on
involved,
feelings.
right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
right.
really it's not a wise decision. It's feelings. You feel guilty. You feel like you owe it to somebody. If you the one in your family making money, everybody expects. You don't know how to say no. So I
That's
say
right.
feeling. I say family members. Family members will keep you broke because you don't want to say
Mm,
no. Then your friends from kindergarten. You used to hang out in kindergarten. Now you 52 years old. You need to get on to, you don't need to leave your friends, but you need to get in circles to get you to the next level. And then food.
good.
I'm looking at people's budgets and they are spending too much money on food. And then finally, it's fear. So to order to bounce back from credit, you got to put all those things in check.
Mm,
And anybody who says, first of all, bankruptcy should not be feared. Wealthy people file bankruptcy. Wealthy people will say, listen, my cash flow is going to get down to 50 million.
right.
So I need to reorganize before all my money is gone. And
Right.
in our community, a lot of times the church, for religious reasons, all kind of stuff, we don't want to file bankruptcy feeling guilty. Bankruptcy is the law.
You
So
did.
if you
It's there
file
for you.
bankruptcy, you can recover. You could buy a house in a year. You could buy
Right.
a house while you're in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So
Right.
it's all about knowing what to do and then following the rules. I say learn the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules. And anybody can bounce back from bad credit.
Hey man, well, I think so many of us need to hear that information. We definitely appreciate you for that. I got another separate question. What got you into financing in the first place? Like, what made you, key into the world of finances the way you have, and to help us?
Wow, that's a very good question. Well, first of all, it was because I made so many mistakes.
Mm,
So, I made so many mistakes. And then to top it off, I thought I was the goose that laid the golden egg. My ego, like I thought I was because I grew up smart, getting straight A's. So I figured once I went to college that would just seal it. But
right.
I was what you call an educated fool because I didn't have any money sense. I'm telling you the truth. And wait a minute, my degree. Let me tell you what my degree in. I
Okay.
majored in math,
Yeah.
finance, and
What?
economics, and was still
What?
broke.
What?
Still broke. Okay. So
Math,
this is what
finance, and economics, and you still blew it.
I was still broke because guess
Damn.
what? I didn't have no financial common sense. So I
Okay.
thought I could just spend money and I thought I could just work hard and go get more. Well, at some point, the law of diminishing returns is going to take effect if you don't have a system or some kind of way to replenish. Like you said, you've replenished. I didn't have a way to replenish. So I
Right.
think for me, I think a lot of people, and this is why I say you should not judge anybody because everybody has been through something.
That's
And
right.
it's your something that's going to help somebody else. So
Man.
I was the worst. Like I got to the place when I didn't have any more money. My friends, family members, the only people I had was my husband, my grandmother, and God. And
That's right.
people turned their back on me. And so I just decided I wanted to start helping people. And I wrote my first book, Living Check to Monday, because it wasn't check to check. It was check to Monday. And from there, a lot of people started admitting, because
Uh,
this is what you got to realize. I'm black, I'm smart, I'm in Chi-Town, I'm educated, I'm professional. I live in a big
uh,
house in the suburbs, but I was living a lie. And a lot of other people were living that lie too. So I just started speaking up and telling the truth.
mm,
I'd go to you go to the sorority convention, everybody's supposed to be all like this. I was like, let me tell y'all something. Y'all look good, but y'all broke. You live in check to Monday. Your house is in foreclosure. Your bank account. And people were like, "She is so right." So that's just kind of how it started.
damn. Man, I thank you for dedicating yourself to the cause because a lot of us need it. You know what I mean? A lot of us need it. I think one thing that we haven't been prepared for as kids coming up in our environment, our upbringing didn't prepare us for financial success.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, one of the things you said that you didn't have anything to replenish before when you
right.
were speaking. Um, and you stressed the importance of everyone having the need for a home-based business. Could you
Oh yeah.
explain what a home-based business is, and could you explain your perspective of why everyone needs a home-based business?
Okay, so this is the biggest thing that everybody needs to understand out of everything. Okay, even if your credit don't get right, all right, I want you to get your credit right, but if you have enough cash, you don't need credit. All right, you might not have an education. Okay, that's fine. Most people who are rich don't have degrees anyway. So as a matter of fact, most people who have degrees are not wealthy. So, but this thing right here, having a home-based business, so this is what I need everybody to understand. The United States of America is set up on two systems. It's not black versus white. It's not rich versus poor. It's not high class versus low class. It's not educated versus uneducated. It is employees versus businesses. And when they set up rules for taxes, they put you in one of two categories. If you are an employee, that means you virtually have no tax deductions. As a matter of fact, when the 2018 tax code was released, they took away mileage, they took away all kind of stuff from employees. But businesses, if you have a home-based business, that means your name and your social security number. You could be a DJ, a Uber driver, a makeup artist, a soon-to-be rapper. You could be a Mary Kay lady, an Avon lady.
Long as you got that tax ID number.
You don't even have to have a tax ID number. See, the new care, you don't even, all you need is your name and your social security number. You have a home-based business, and then you have 475 tax deductions. Now, this is what everybody got to understand. You got to do three things if you want to have some money. You got to spend less money. You got to get more money. But the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. Okay?
That's right. The
more you make, the more they take. Look at Antoine Walker, the NBA player. He had a $110 million contract, but he had $55 million in taxes because nobody trained him, and he talks about it openly. So now you got to get your money back. What do I mean by get your money back? If you went to the grocery store and bought $500 worth of groceries and ate all your groceries, and next week the grocery store manager said, come back and get your money, you would go back and get your money. Well, that's what the IRS says. When you have a business, you get to use your cell phone. And the IRS says, come get your money back. When you travel for business, the IRS says, come get your money back. You have children. Children are expensive. The IRS says you can hire your kids to work in your home-based business. They can file, they can sweep the floor, they can take out the trash in your home-based business, and you can pay each child up to $12,000 and get your money back. So that's why we got to have a home-based business.
All my children work for me thanks to Family Hustle. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know,
exactly.
comes on every Mondays on VH1. So all my children and my wife, for that matter, are employees. And the things, you know, that I am able to now write off for them are things that probably, you know, may or may not have already been being done, but because now we're working together and, you know, under the business codes, we're able to deduct so much more, which helps us a lot.
It helps out. This is the game changer, because like I'm dealing with a lot of like celebrities and Hollywood people, like writers, people behind the scenes, and they're making some nice money. Like they're making a couple $100,000. They're getting close to $1 million or over $1 million. But when they make more money, they owe the IRS so much money. And it's simple things like what you just said. I'm just like you. My whole family works, but everybody's on payroll. Okay. So when we take a trip, it's a business trip. I tell people, don't go on vacations. Don't go on family reunions. Take a business trip. And the IRS says, yeah, you can still go to Disney World. You can still go to the park where they burning up the rib tips.
Not family vacation though. We're on a business trip.
That's right.
So all you people out here getting, all of you ladies who getting flued at, and all you gentlemen who flying ladies at, discuss a little bit of business while you on this here, you know, excursion of yours. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, do it in the name of philanthropy at least.
So, but listen to this. So regular employees. So if you don't have a home-based business, and to me, everybody should have a home-based business. Everybody, even the kids. So my youngest daughter been working for me since she was 6. She's 18. I learned this from Sandy Bakken. He used to work for the IRS as he was the attorney for the IRS, training the auditors. He left the IRS, and now all he does is train people. So I've been following him for about 12 years, learning everything, learning the tax code. Do you know, when you have a business, you have about 475 tax deductions? Everything from your meals, when you buy your personal items, when you travel, your dry cleaning, when you fly, I mean, everything. And employees only have about 8 deductions. So that's where people are losing a lot of their money, and they're leaving money on the table. So you got to get your money back. You got to get your money back.
I mean, this is all incredible information, man. I hope y'all got your notepads out, man. Hope you got your bowl and your spoon out, man, because I think this is the kind of information, this is the kind of information we all need to absorb, because these are the things, these are the key pivotal things that they keep it from us, man, but they hiding them in books. So anytime we want to pick up the right
Ooh, you
book,
preaching. You
can get this
preaching.
information. But even though we haven't done that enough yet, that's why we got Miss Lynn right here. And Miss Lynn Richardson is at aboutmymoney.biz. Aboutmymoney.biz. You dig what I'm saying? That's where you can find. That's where you can find all the information that Miss Lynn has shared with us and more. But now, okay. So you say you're going to home-based business, but I've read that wealth comes from at least 7 different streams of income.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? And I myself, probably have more. I got more like 17. No matter how much money now, I don't mean all of those streams are millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Some stuff only yield maybe, 12,500 a month. Some stuff is 125,000 a month. But either way it go, it's always multiple streams of income. So if one thing stop, like touring, then you know what I'm saying, we still have other investments and other streams of income, passive income, that could kind of, fill in the gap. So but how can the people on this live, what's step 1? What's the first step to building multiple streams of income?
So to me, the first step that everybody should do, I say right now, the only 2 things you're concerned about right now is your health and your wealth. If you got your health and your strength, if you good, okay, you safe, you building up your immune system, the next thing you need to be dealing with is your wealth. Right. You need to invest in yourself, invest in your mind. So if you go to aboutmymoney.biz, I say the number.
Let me try to put this in just so they can see it. Don't stop talking.
Yep. Aboutmymoney.biz.
Don't stop talking. About my money. .biz, and I'm gonna try and pin this. Now I'm not really good with this stuff, Miss Lynn, but I'm gonna try this. We gonna see how this works. See, they said it was supposed to pop up. It didn't pop up.
There it is. Aboutmymoney.biz.
Okay, so I'm trying to pin the comment.
I'm gonna start at the top. The first group of people should try to do the Entrepreneurs Academy. It's not a lot of money, and you get everything you need. You're going to get Living Check to Monday, my book, The Symphony, a guide to creating and balancing multiple streams of income. Because, you want to have multiple streams of income, but you don't want to be walking around talking about my name is Lenny and I got plenty. You want to make, you know what I'm talking about?
My name is Lenny and I got plenty.
Yeah, looking crazy. That's how I was in my 20s. I had you could come to my house on a Saturday. I could write you a resume. I could do your hair. I could teach you how to quit your man or your woman, get a new one. I could do your nails. They might be lumpy. I had all these different things because I was trying to find what the thing was that I was going to lock into. But then when I got into the financial industry, so you have 17 streams of income. I have 14 or 15. So I have practiced in every area. I practiced in real estate. I still have my real estate license, insurance, mortgages. Okay. And I'm good at it. I helped a lot of people, and I don't have any negative reports. So one thing I want people to do is get their streams of income so they can start with the Entrepreneurs Academy. They can get that. If that's too much, then start with the Freedom Package. That's the 21 days to financial freedom. And you get to take how to start a home-based business. Everybody has to have at least one of their businesses being a home-based business for all of those write-offs that we're talking about. Now, you can still have your other businesses, have your corporation, have your LLC, have your other things, work with your financial person, but everybody should at least have their home-based business, because you can have a home-based business right now. Right now while we talking.
Ain't nothing stopping you. We living in a direct-to-consumer society. You dig what I'm saying? Yep. Anybody can come up with anything and get it straight to through your Instagram followers. You can set up ePay, you know what I mean, Amazon, or, you know, there are many different platforms and manners in which you could set your own home-based alternate stream of revenue. I mean, you've been giving us so much. Now, what about this? What about people who say, I have dreams, I have ambition, I have a vision, but I don't have enough money to start?
Let me tell you something. You got to find a way to get where you're trying to go. So let me tell you this part of my story. So I was a vice president at a big bank. I'm not going to say the name right now. I was #1 in my division. I was the golden girl. I had did like 36 million in my first 9 months. The previous person in my position had only did 3 million in 3 years. So I'm making it. I was at a meeting and they asked me what was I going to do over the next 3 to 5 years. And before I knew what I was saying, I said something about I was going to help the hip hop community and my community get their money. Like, it didn't make any sense for a corporate meeting. But once I said it, it was out. So I went home. I flew home from New York to Chicago. I reached out to Russell Simmons. I didn't know Russell Simmons. I didn't know anybody who knew Russell Simmons. I didn't even know that I could even be connected or in the industry. But I reached out. I followed up. I was nice with it, but I was persistent. They gave me a meeting. I left their office running a program. Now, let me tell you this. I quit my job in 2008.
Right.
We had our press release for my big initiative with Russell Simmons and the Hip Hop Summit Action Network. We had our big press release on October 8th of 2008. The economy crashed the next day. I lost all my money. I lost my money that was in my 401k. Guess what? I kept working. The initiative had no money, but I kept working. When you want to do something, you have to keep going no matter what. There's no such thing as there's no money. You got to figure out. You have to be innovative. You have to create. You have to learn. You have to stay connected to people. So you can make something out of nothing.
You dig what I'm saying?
Really want to.
Man, well, thank you so much, Miss Lynn. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You know what I'm saying? You done laid a lot on us right now. I hope everybody has been paying attention, man, taking notes and you know, taking this stuff down, because these are tips that could assist you in building your wealth today. All right.
That's right.
And Miss Lynn Richardson, she can be found yet again at aboutmymoney.biz.
Yep. Go there, get your stuff. My office is professional. They'll reach out to you. They'll help you. We'll get you in the training and the coaching that you need, no matter where you are, no matter what the situation is. If you can look up, you can get up. And you can't get up until you quit. So keep on going. And thank you so much. And thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you and your beautiful wife and your family for just putting out so much love and entertainment and comedy. And thank you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity of sharing the screen with you. And we also have a in-person expeditiously episode coming up. Myself, Lynn Richardson, and MC Light, the legendary MC Light. You know, we all did. They blessed me with an episode. We had a phenomenal discussion. But this in particular, I feel like is the kind of acknowledgement and empowerment our people need, especially this generation, man. Really, our generation, man. Everybody could learn more to maintain and sustain more wealth, man. And generational wealth is what we should be working on at this point. So thank you so much. And anytime you want to come back, man, you know what I'm saying, and drop some more knowledge and, you know, leave some more gifts with us, just let me know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And everybody, come on, stay safe, build up your immune system, get your health and your wealth in order. About my money.biz. I'll talk to y'all next time. Thank you so much.